Good afternoon, everyone. This is the weekly outlook. One day late as I was at a wedding this weekend. Let's get into it. Last week, ES trended down all week pretty much from Sunday's Globex open until Friday's close. All trade was below the Friday close. We gapped open on Tuesday, could not close that gap, and had a lower low of the day every single session. Now, we had a huge, expansive week the week prior. And then this last week was very tight. We spent all of trade inside the first standard deviations of the prior week's VWAP. We couldn't even make it to the weekly value area low. And the weekly point of control was actually pretty much the same as the week prior. They both came in around, I think, 44.15, somewhere around there. So overall, we had a very, very tight range last week, and so what I'll be looking for this week is a more expansive range, perhaps down to that pivot that I have at 43.03. That would be nice. Again, I think it's a little bit eager or greedy to expect 42.20, but I think 43.27 to 4300 is a fair range, if not even 42.75. I think those are fair numbers. However, I'd like to see sellers start to step on the gas pedal here as we're just having these slow grind down, and a squeeze scenario is possible. Getting into the NQ, similar story. It was able to at least close that gap on Tuesday, tried to break over the 300s and failed. Tried to hold the weekly open at, I think, during Tuesday, during Wednesday as well, and then during Thursday as well. But every day kind of failing right around there. I think that must be right around here. And eventually sliding on downwards. Same as the S. Point of control near last week's point of control. The VWAP close was pretty much near half back, so not really a ton of movement. A very tight range, just like on ES. The first standard deviation to the downside of VWAP being pretty much the range as well. So both tickers with tight ranges. Not much to say there. Let's get into the lower time frames here. Getting into the weekly charts. Yes, this does have Monday's trade, and interestingly enough, this downtrend is just holding really cleanly, holding once again today. Same thing on the NQ. That downtrend is just holding, even forming a little bit of a channel here. But the downtrend is holding strong on the NQ for now. What am I looking for? Well, not really much of a different scenario compared to last week. On the ES, if we can hold 43.55-ish, kind of this 50 to 60 area. Yeah, 50 to 65. If we can hold 50 to 65 and get back over kind of 85 to 90, if we can get back over this area, perhaps if this helps here, if we can do something like this, I'm going to say that the bears are probably screwed. We break 44.20s, close that gap around 44.50, and then I think then it's only a matter of time before we break 44.84 and start getting into those higher numbers. So for me right now, what I would need to see is the bear is able to flush this 44.55 area, hold the 43.85 to 4400 sort of zone, hold that area, and then get a move down further into this 43.27 area, into 4300s, into 42.70 sort of spot. Same on the NQ, not much different. I would like to see if the bulls can hold this 14,800 area. If not, I think getting back above this kind of 15K number, we end up taking out 15,167s, which is held a ton of times as a 160-ish number, 150, 160, and we start breaking up into new highs of the year. So that's how I'm looking at it. That's why the pivot is right around that 15K. That's why the pivot is right around that 43.85. I think it's all a matter of, do we hold this demand zone here? Do we hold that 14,800 demand zone, or do we come down and start playing with these lower levels? So that's all I'm looking for this week. News-wise, we got some news throughout the week. Durable goods and consumer confidence tomorrow on Tuesday, Wednesday, right at the open, JPAL Thursday. I don't know why it's showing him speaking at 2:30 a.m. Don't know where he is on the globe, but I doubt it's the U.S. GDP numbers pre-market as well. Friday, core PC and revised U of M. So nothing huge. I doubt JPAL is going to be saying anything super important. I'm not too sure, to be honest. Let me just open that up. 2:30 a.m. Fed Chair Powell speaks. He's in Spain, I think, talking about something. And then he's talking again on Wednesday. at the ECB forum. So I don't think he'll be saying anything too radical here, but that'll just be something to have in the back of my head. Overall, a little bit down bias, especially closing where we have today. I'll go ahead and make a plan for tomorrow. That's all I have for the week. Have a great week and trade safe.